I mean, they already call us overpaid babysitters, so why add to that? Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and that thumbs up. And if you are not new here, you already know what to do. Welcome to our royalty. I'm so glad that out of all the videos that are on YouTube, and there's literally millions and millions, you chose to chill with me for a second. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Today's video is going to be some helpful tips when you're becoming a correctional officer. If you guys do not know, my name is Brittany. I am a correctional officer. I work for TDCJ at the Crane unit. So when I first started TDCJ, it was my first time ever working corrections, being around inmates, being around any form of, I guess for lack of better words, bad people. And I was terrified. I was nervous because I am a very happy, bubbly person. I'm very customer service. So like I'm used to, hi, how are you? What can I do for you today? And the prison is very much the opposite. And I definitely thought that I was going to have a harder time adjusting because I'm so bubbly and so happy. But I've been there for a year and a couple of months now, and I enjoy it. It's brought out a different part of me that I'm actually embracing and enjoying. So like I said, I've been there for a year and a couple of months, and I am no means an expert. I'm barely digging a hole into having some knowledge about being a CO, but nevertheless, I'm making this video because there's a lot of people who are like me, who needed a change and needed something stable, something that gives very good security as far as money, and who is ready to step out of their comfort zone and actually get a good career. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into some helpful tips of being a CO. So one of the first things that you're going to hear, and I mean starting from the academy, is don't be quick to say yes. You can always turn a no into a yes, but it's hard to turn a yes to a no. And what they mean by that is when you're new, the offenders will try you. These offenders know our handbooks. They know their handbooks better than we know ourselves sometimes. So when they say it's easier to just say no and then turn that no into a yes, and then turning a yes into a no, it's because, like, for an example, like let's say an offender asks, hey, can I go grab something out of such and such cubicle? They're in the shower. Us not knowing and us being in the fear, we're like, oh yeah, go ahead and grab that. No, you will off the back say no. Do not ever, 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 ever say yes to something that you don't know 100%. And I know that kind of goes without saying, but I'm just giving like a pretty good broad example of turning that yes into a no. Is that the dump truck? Worst timing. 1 second. Okay, I'm back since that dump truck really interrupted us. The next tip is treat them with respect like you would want someone to treat you. And I know that it's weird for me to say that, being the fact that we're the ones that are in charge and they're the ones that are locked up. But I say that for a reason. We are not there to punish them. Them being in prison is their punishment. And we are there to make sure that they are safe, to make sure that they're doing their time, and to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to. We are not there to sit there and punish them. We're not there to talk down on them. We're not there for those reasons. And you really have to think about it, being security minded. Because if you are sitting here and you're talking shit and you're going off and you're being what we consider an electrician officer, you're by yourself with 40 plus offenders to one person with a can of pepper spray. How do you think that's going to work? Now, I'm not saying to let them run all over you or treat them like they're in a free world. No, not by any means necessary. But don't sit there and treat them like dirt, because they're still human. Yeah, they're there. Some people are there for unthinkable reasons. But at the end of the day, they're still human. And you're still there to do a job. And there has been officers who have lost their job because of how they treated inmates. You're not there for that. And I'm a very big firm believer in treating people how you want to be treated. I mean, and I know that this is not the case for everyone, but you got to really think about how some of them can be there for like murder. And they're only there for murder because they were defending someone and you're treating them like shit. Or, and like really think about how we're portrayed in some movies. Like When They See Us, that movie portrayed us so awful. It hurt me. But there was that one officer who cared. You got Blood In, Blood Out, how those officers were dirty officers. Now, don't get me wrong. There are dirty officers, but that's not going to be you. That's why you're watching this video. So you won't even have to worry about that. So just always treat them like they're supposed to be, how you would want to be treated. Because you got to think about it, like their families care about them. There are people out there who care about them. And how would you feel if someone that you knew was locked up and you found out that they were being treated like that and they're really not there for something really bad that they did? Like I said, I'm not saying that that is the case for everyone. But I'm just giving a broad example. Treat them how you would want to be treated and leave it at that. Your day is what you make it. So if you're going to sit here and treat everyone like crap and be going off and pretty much being on a power trip because you can, you're going to have a rough ass day. But if you go in, you're consistent with how you are, you give them what they're supposed to have and nothing more, you're going to have a great day. They will have so much more respect for you. You will build a rapport with them. And like, let's say something shady is going to go down. You'll be the one that they come to because they want to be safe. They don't want to be around all that drama. So treat them how you would want to be treated. Now, I know that there are going to be times where you're going to have to put your foot down. Put your foot down. But do not, there's a good way of being stern and getting your point across besides putting someone down and making them feel low and degrading them. So, just a helpful hint. Next thing, be honest. Have good integrity. If you know that something's not right, then it's not right. If something doesn't feel right, then it's not right. Do not fall into manipulation with some of these offenders, because like I said, we do work in a prison. There are some big manipulators. There are people who would swear up and down that they would never get you in trouble and they won't do this and they won't do that. Do not fall into that. Be consistent with how you are. Know your job, know what you are supposed to do, and do nothing more. How can I say this without being kind of mean? Don't be an idiot. If you know that something's not right and you're not supposed to do it, don't do it. If you know that something from like another officer or another inmate is doing something that's not right, address it. Address it. Your mouthpiece can be your best friend or it could be your worst nightmare. So use it. Like I said, if something does not feel right, then it's not right. Use your intuition. Have good integrity. Another thing that is really big is the fact that keep in mind, again, these are inmates. We can go to jail for having inappropriate relationships with them. Don't be that person who thinks that it's okay to fall in love with an inmate. Please don't. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to sit here and judge. I'm not going to sit here and bash it. I'm not going to sit here and say it's gross, it's nasty. You're an officer and they're an inmate. And it's extremely inappropriate to have in a relationship with them, period. I know things happen. Just please don't be that person. Please don't be that officer who adds to that stigma. Okay? Don't be. And I know this is going to sound very wrong, but there are so many officers that if you want to have a fling with an officer before an inmate. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Leaving it at that. Another helpful hint, especially when you're new, and I mean, starting from when you're new to you got 10, 15, 50 years in the system, write everything down. Always have a little notepad with you and a pen. And when I mean write everything down, write where you are, write the time that something happened. Like, let's say you have to write someone up, write the date, the time, and the situation. Because there are so many times where people can try to twist things. You always want to cover your ass. Write everything down. I write everything down because I forget. I forget a lot of stuff. Like, I could forget something that happened yesterday. So write everything down. Always have a good notepad and a pen with you. Speaking of that, always carry a little calendar. And hold on, let me show you what I carry. Hold on. Always carry a little calendar with you to where you can write down, like if you're in ATSEG, if you're in a dormitory, write down where you are, what shift you worked. Leave it at that, so that if anyone tries to say that you were somewhere that you weren't, you could be like, no, I was not. I was in this place. Bada boom, bada bang, done. And to wrap this up, remember who you represent when you put on your uniform, whether it's for Texas, Colorado, Hawaii, Florida, wherever. When you put on that uniform, you are representing officers. You're representing your job. You're representing security. Look decent. Look decent. Don't look like a slob. And I know that it's crazy that I have to say this, but don't look like a slob. Have pride in wearing that uniform. We do a lot, from EMTs to police officers to correctional officers to firefighters. We do a lot. We have to have pride in what we do. And if someone sees us and we're looking sloppy, it's gross. And I want you to take that personal. Like, always look good, look decent. And the last thing that you ever want is for someone to sit there and like let's say you see your sergeant or your captain or your warden outside of work and you're walking around in your uniform, which we're really not supposed to do, and they have to correct you. So always make sure that if you're out in public in your uniform, you look decent. And I think that those are just a couple of more hints. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. If you found this helpful, go ahead and comment below. If you are an officer and I left some things out, go ahead and comment below. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support and love. I'll see you next time. Bye.